I was just scrolling on Instagram on my page, and um, you know, I used to say the date in every broadcast, but I don't use Facebook app, so I can't do broadcasts there. And I lost access on Instagram and, whatever. It's good. I mean, I deserve to be highly paid for the work I've done. Um, just like the every single day thing, like that's definitely value. Like people don't have that kind of consistency, um, you know, identifiable or like, as a reference. It's not exactly why I did it. I was just literally trying to prove that I exist, which is not the same thing as being a reference for existence. But so much. I I was just looking at one and I said that it was from 2025. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's only 2026. Um just so much stuff, man. I feel like it's been a lot longer. What happened is I went through and I deleted or blocked so many accounts that they came up with a bullshit reason why I couldn't continue to do the things that I had been doing. They said I had to have 1,000 followers. I had 1,000 followers. Neither here nor there, because people claim an exorbitantly large number and still do. But yeah, it's been a long time. I feel like it's been longer. I stopped counting the days, When did I stop doing that? It feels like a long time ago. It wasn't. Um, and it seems like a lot longer that I stopped going live on Instagram. It kind of, I don't know. It's a different way. And I did so much there. I cut my hair on Instagram, like I did it for a year. Like, if you want to know why you look like this, blah, blah, blah. Bruh, I literally broadcast it every day for a year. Like, you weren't there for that. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But, like, I was not hiding it. Like, I literally recorded myself doing so much stuff. It's so crazy. And, getting into the filters, getting into, like, I was creating presentations, like slideshows during my broadcast. That was serving for me. That was doing so much. I don't know. It's just so crazy to think that it hasn't been 2 years. And it's like, wow. I think I was doing it for at least 2 years. Not every day, but I did that for a year. I went live every single day. And they tried to stop me a couple of times, but I still did it. Yeah. And so it hasn't elapsed the amount of time that I put in. And it feels like it was so much longer. Like, I swear, it feels like it's been twice as long, seriously. YouTube is fine, but ultimately, I'm not really like a YouTube potential person. It's always been considered like much more like competitive as far as file sharing and as far as production quality. This was like what came after like LimeWire, you know, and LimeWire was for serious people. um, so anyways, there were some changes such as that, there's more bootleg stuff on YouTube than there was on LimeWire. But other than that, there's like a very high bar for professionalism that not everyone meets, but as far as file uploads go and things like this, but as far as producing goes, there's not really people sitting around like I do, which is what it is, you know. You need to know this, that my approach is far more practical and accessible. But also I do have a really annoying phone. It's still doing too much. And I have a lot of obstacles, you know. Freaking lighting is hard, you know. I'm more aware of shadows than I've ever been in my life. And not just that, but yeah, I mean, because facts are, I actually hold the phone the way that I do because usually there's shadows to be found elsewhere. So it changes, you know, the whole thing. My posture, you know, what things look like what the background is. I don't know. As far as framing goes, as far as marketing goes, if you've never thought like this, I'm sorry for you. I studied it in school, but I was interested to find out, you know, why some people get away with dressing, you know, business casual and some people don't. I am one of the don'ters. I don't get away with it. People know that my shoes have caused me blisters. They know it like they know their own name. You know, like they know that the materials of these freaking college shirts, they rub me the wrong way, you know. And finally, that either my pants and my skirt are a little too tight or I don't look as serious as they expect a business person to. Now, I've tried. I did. Speaking of annoying phones, like when I worked at AT&T, we had a dress code. It was a small team there. Yeah, we called it a team like that. Super annoying. There was like 6 of us. And, you know, I was in university at the time as well, you know, and so I'd be, you know, having to get around like that. But what a trip. Yes, that happened at the same time. I can hardly picture myself between the two, at University of West Florida and then at AT&T, but they're literally like, it's literally on University Parkway. So like, same, yo. And I didn't stop there. No, I was very busy being in a sorority, Alpha Chi Omega. I was elected new member president for the class that year. All of the rushies, or, you know, that got pref to whatever. And yeah, it was great. Shout out to our then president for being like a little encyclopedia of knowledge. I love that. But yeah, it's hard to put it all together. And anyways, it wasn't just about my own proclivity or tenacity. The weather is weathering, y'all. All right. You don't want to know. I spent all day moving the sprinklers around yesterday, and then it rained. And that's pretty much the surest, firest way to get it to rain is if I spend all day trying to get things wet. It's a real trip. But yeah, facts are that you know, those are big changes for me. To stop thinking in terms of, the date, to stop, creating in the same way, to go without hairdos or, eyebrows and things. The stages, the levels of change that, with the bangs and just all kinds of stuff, and it was really fleeting moments. These things, it hasn't been a couple of years with some things, and some things it's been, a few, but all in all, like, these looks didn't last years. They lasted like weeks or months. And facts are is that, like, for as much as I wanted it to work, it was not working. Like, that's facts. Like, I really wanted it to. I really did. And it didn't. So, I don't know. It's just, it sucks because I romanticize it and I think, wow, if only I could have had more time. But, that I came to YouTube then. And, now I do this whole like military brat thing. And I did that on my own. Like, really, I did. You don't want to know. But I don't know. Change is real. Change is good. And I'm very wary of people who fail to make changes. And not to be drastic or, have ultimatums, but because you need to try it differently. It's about intention. You could be looking at something otherwise, identical, but with different intentions, with different purposes somehow. And it makes a difference. So anyways, that's just to say that I do appreciate signals and, these sorts of messaging. Because sometimes it can be really difficult to picture things. Sometimes it hurts too much to try and dream it up or imagine it, and offering a reference or a suggestion, it can be life-saving. I think so. So that's why I try so hard to associate with so many different concepts or people and, you know, things like this. Likely I do have an opinion. And I have been, sick in the past or, feeling bad. And it was more difficult to express myself. Education has always been very important to me. And I was bad at studying when I was younger, but I've really taken to this sort of research and discovery. And so I do feel like, speaking out and standing up. I always sort of, I got like a little, itch or whatever about it when I was younger. I liked to be very, make my proclamations. Occasionally I would, very impassioned, like have to make a scene. I did that at least a dozen times as a kid. But, I didn't really know where to go with it or what to do. And so I just wanted to say that, things look differently for me than what I imagined was possible, in a worse way. And unfortunately, I don't think there's enough attention, to the matter, because it seems like it should be an indication of my my efforts. And it's like I get up and vacuum the floors most days of the week. I might take one day off maybe. And so it's not about what it looks like. It's the difference between putting in the effort and then lying about it, saying like, oh, it's fine. It's like, no, the difference is always going to be care, and you can't say that you care as much by being contented, or satiated, or happy, or whatever, apathetic, as someone who actually do the thing. You can't. When I was younger, I looked to others frequently to, activate as advocates, as leaders, as role models. I frequently, found myself admiring others, whether it was, on television or in, my family, or, other things, strangers, you know what I mean? Acquaintances. But, I, They couldn't give me what it was that I had been trying to bestow in them, which was, this sort of reverence for things that are, you know, true and good and just. And so, in conclusion, it is this aspiration, that has been my inspiration for as long as I can remember. And it's so fascinating because, looking out environmentally or socially, it seems like there's so many signs, pointing to, yes, that this is a reflection of those things that are holier than now. Um, but it isn't until you bring yourself to be judged by that measurement that you find, what was lacking. And anyways, I really do want world peace. So vote for me. Easy peasy. Queen of Hell.